Hello, hello, testing the chapel. Testing the chapel. Testing Zach's mic. Testing candle mic.
Yeah, I think there's just a lot of, I never heard it before, but there's, when I listen to it, there's so much repetition.
Yeah.
So we'll just sing.
Yeah, I heard that as a verse just to be
I wanted to do that and my printer wasn't working. Does their printer? I would prefer it 2 pages. Okay, good.
I just want to make you aware that who the stream is actually on. Oh, okay. I did my Snapchat audio check and everything's fine. And because I closed out the services, I decided to leave it. The streaming is on.
Oh, it's on?
Yeah, so if you're, yeah, I don't expect people to tune in early anyway. It's really more,
People that
start here. I've got the song sheet. Okay.
Just so you know.
Do we want to move over to the side?
Yeah.
Here, Aaron, actually, let's go back.
Okay. We're gonna practice that one song back here, if you wanna join us.
Put one here.
Sharon, I just wanted to give you this.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I'm gonna have to carry this on the plane, so I put it on the truck. No. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, thanks for everything.
Oh, well, thank you for everything. I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna put this on.
Yeah, I haven't filmed this with the jackets, but I already got my something quick shirt. One pet. Yeah. I know, I did not know that.
Yeah, no, we had a collide here.
I follow your We'll see what happens. We're kind of like starting up again. It's not, I was expecting like, say, Japanese 2,000 Christmas. It's like, start with that. What's that? No. So it's like a schedule for the next year.
Oh, that's not good.
But I'm getting in contact with our LOG teenagers. Yeah.
Oh, before rare.
But now we have Jewish teen initiative.
All right, Sarah. Sarah, do you want to sing? Sarah, do you want to sing from over here? I think you can sing from over here. Okay. We'll just move this. Okay. I di rumbari rumbari die. I ga digga 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 die. I di rumbari rumbari die. I ga digga digga die. I ga digga digga die. I get digga die. I get digga die. I get digga 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 die again. Okay. I be rumbadi die. I get digga 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 die. I be rumbadi die. I get digga digga die. I get digga die. I get digga die. I get digga 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 die. I get digga die. I get digga die. I get digga 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 die. I got digga 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 die. I di rumba di die. I got digga digga die. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Let's try that again. Shabbat shalom. Much better. Both to all of you who are physically here with us and those of you who are on live stream. I know that this is our first Shabbat service at 6 p.m., our summer hours. So some people might come a little late. Some people might not remember and might come at 7. So it will be what it will be. I am so thrilled to have Sarah Schultz with us, Steve Lattimore on percussion, Zach Steinberg, Aaron Pieri, of course, Judy Henn, and David Bond might make an appearance just sitting here. So I feel so honored to have all of you with us tonight. And all of you, did I forget anybody? Did I forget anyone? No. Okay. So this is my last Friday night. Tomorrow will be my last Torah study, my last Shabbat morning. I am still here, technically, until June 30th, but I don't know who made the rabbinic calendar. You work at your congregation until June 30th, and you start at your new one on July 1st. I don't know how you get from here to there, except by joining hands and marching together, as it says in Mishkan Tefillah, but it's very hard to get across country in a nanosecond. So I've saved my vacation time. I'm taking vacation so I can physically move. And I would have been here next weekend, but it's one of my nephews has a bar mitzvah, is becoming bar mitzvah. So I have to be in Connecticut for his bar mitzvah. So I'm so thrilled to have all of you. And even though this should be joyful and upbeat, we know that there are still things happening in our world that are not so joyful and upbeat. So do all of you have a song sheet that was out on the table? We're going to need one. If you don't have one, Sue or David will raise your hand if you didn't get a song sheet, or Melida, raise your hand if you don't have a song sheet, and Sue or David or Melida will give you one. Okay, we need a few, so we'll wait just a moment. So raise your hands, because Sue is coming back in. Raise your hands high. High, high, high. We need one for Sue over here. We need one for Ed. I'm so happy. What an honor. I'm so surprised. I wasn't expecting to see all the TBZ staff. Thank you. I saw you at lunch and you surprised me. All right. So we are going to continue by singing Olam Chesed Yibaneh. The world will be built on love, and it's in Hebrew and English. It's on your song sheet. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai. Chesed yibaneh, Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. Olam chesed yivaneh. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. Olam chesed yivaneh. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. I will build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. And you must build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. And if we build this world from love, da-da-dai, dai, 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 then God will build this world from love. Da-da-dai, dai, 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 dai. Back to the chorus. Olam chesed yivaneh. Da-da-dai, dai, 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 dai. Olam chesed yivaneh. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. Olam chesed yivaneh. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. Olam chesed yivaneh. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. We'll continue together on page 8. We begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in our lives. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created, and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us, and to bring that vision to life. And as we prepare for lighting of the Shabbat candles, we're going to sing "Oh, Light These Lights," which is also on your song sheet. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. And for the honor of blessing the Shabbat candles, we invite Jody Goldstein, and can I invite Matt too? First on page 3 and then on page 2.
We should read this.
As
The Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. We continue with Lecha Dodi on page 20.
Adonai,
לשלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וסולה, תוך אמוני הסגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
I love it that it's so light outside now. It's also at 6 o'clock and not 7. And we're on our summer service hours. But this is our prayer, Ma'ariv Aravim, where we thank God for renewing the work of creation every day. So we're going to do our creative version of roll into, I jumped ahead of myself. Before we get to Ma'ariv Aravim, we're going to remind ourselves that we're here to pray with the Baruch Hu. Am I awake? I can tell you I am struggling because I'm in packing mode. Am I awake? Baruch Hu. And the words for am I awake are just in our heads. So page 28. Please rise. Now we can thank God for renewing the work of creation every day. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day becomes night. On your service supplement.
Roll into time, roll into
We read responsively on the bottom of page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instructions, story and symbol.
All these things your Torah gives to us.
And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives.
What could be a truer token of your abiding love
Than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Please turn to page 34 and rise for Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated, page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We read responsively on the bottom of page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. On page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נצח
Ne'emar kifara Adonai et Yaakov, ugalo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. That didn't come out right. Let's turn, please, to page 43 and read together on the bottom. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporeis sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu l'chaim. 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 Ushmo tzitenu uvoenu l'chaim shalom me'ata v'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu l'chaim.
We continue on page 44 with Vishamru.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. שיחיה אסרוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם עד יום השביעי שבע וינפש שבע וינפש ושמרו את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We now turn to page 46 for the tefillah, or the Amidah, the central part of our prayer service, and we rise together as a congregation. We'll start on page 46, and we're going to go straight through page 52. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Koneh Hakol, Bezocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Gula Lifnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshiach Umagen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, Mechaye hakol, Ata Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofe cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishene afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umidom elach, Melech meimit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
We continue together on the top of page 59. God of goodness, We give thanks for the gift of life. Please join me. Wonder beyond words. For the awareness of soul, our light within. For the world around us so filled with beauty. For the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hato shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. And now we sing our prayer for peace. Shalom Rav, on page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasih Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasih Leolam. Ki Ata Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasih Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasih Leolam. Tasih
So we've been praying the words of the rabbis of old. And now it's time for us to take a few moments in silent prayer and reflection to pray the words of our own hearts and minds.
Ose shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Say shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו
At this time, we think of all the members of our community, our family, friends, all those across the world who are in need of healing of body, mind, or spirit. And this Shabbat, we especially think of Christy Aldrich, Gaetan Bernard, Cynthia Braun, Christy Carson, Melissa Kochavi, Stacy Donovan, Rabbi Ellen Weinberg-Dreyfus, Helen Urkala, Linda Friedman, David Froman, Sharon Froman, Leslie Garfinkel, Rick Gratch, Rabbi Fred Green, Luna Holmes, Renee Knight, Rabbi Dara Lerner, Judy Lopez, Mark Mansfield, Richard El Marceau, Fredja Marmer, Allison Mazurik, Ari Sobel, Paul Stalley, Mark Yablin, Neil Zions, Joseph Zito, Miriam Bela Bat Nechama, and Tirsa Yehudit Bat Sarah. And if any of you are praying for healing for a loved one whose name I have not mentioned, I invite you to share your loved one's name with us now as my eyes pass your way. And for those of you who are with us via live stream, I invite you to say your loved one's names out loud at this time too. As together we sing our prayer for healing, our Mishaberach, which can be found on page 253.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor Abracha Lehimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor Abracha Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, renewal of body, renewal of spirits, and let us say Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So even though this is my last Devar Torah on Friday night, on Erev Shabbat, there's one more tomorrow, and I will still be doing 2 more Rabbis' Corners on the E-Blast, one next week, and one the very last one. 79 weeks in a row without missing one, even when I was away. was a good discipline for me. I think that's the longest streak I've ever had. So first of all, whoosh. I feel like I've blinked and 18 months have flown by. And yet at the same time, it feels like I've been here for a very long time. I look at Logan. I think he was taller than I thought at his bar mitzvah because I tutored him mostly on Zoom, all on Zoom, because I met him at the height of the pandemic. And his was one of the early ones that when we had just switched to in-person B'nai Mitzvah. But he's so much taller now than when I last saw him. And despite the pandemic, when I first interviewed, thank you to Eric Snitzer and Ken Graber for chairing that search committee. I think that was the best search process I've ever had my entire life, so thank you. Despite that, it was all on Zoom. I looked for a place to live remotely. I started remotely. I started January 1st, 2021. I started from Massachusetts. I didn't move here until my house was sold. So I didn't move until the end of January, and it was the height of the pandemic. The only people I really met in person were David Goldberg and the office staff. And even then, we were still remote. We were rotating, but I worked mostly all from home. So despite all of that, and we didn't start in person until June of 2021, I didn't know anyone in the community except for the Snitzers, because their sister-in-law is one of my very dear friends from when I started rabbinical school. And when I was in Toronto, I had that opportunity to get to know the Snitzer family. So I didn't know anybody. And here I am coming in as your rabbi, and you don't know me, and you meet me as a head on a screen. You think that's a difficult way to form a relationship. And I come in not as your settled rabbi. I come in knowing that I'm not going to be here for a long time. But I come in with a very specific mandate. And how do I do that when I'm not meeting you in person, not being able to do workshops in person, all remote? So despite barely knowing each other, working remotely, we were able to accomplish a great deal. We formed these bonds of community, bonds of friendship, and during the time we've been together, we have accomplished a great deal. Despite the pandemic, we began as a community in distress, a community that needed to heal, a community that was hurting, and our work together, whether it was remote and then moving to in-person, our work together enabled us to build bridges, to create that sense of community unity, to create that sense of cohesiveness and connection, and to begin to heal from the hurts of a situation that began not just immediately prior to my arrival, but that began a long time before my arrival. And most importantly, we were able to create a healthy space which enabled you to hire a wonderful new settled rabbi, Rabbi Brent Gutman, who will partner with you to work toward a future that is brimming with hope and tremendous potential. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, and some of you didn't hear this, so I'm going to repeat it, I don't officially finish my work with you until June 30th. But I do need to move. So I am taking vacation time. It's not one of my friends said, have a wonderful vacation. I said, it's not a vacation. It's just taking vacation time so I can move. But I would like to take some moments tonight to share some reflections. Our Torah reading for this week and our Torah reading for next week have much to inform our sacred work as we move forward as a Kihila Kedosha, a sacred community. So this week, the Torah portion is Naso, from the second Torah portion from the book of Numbers. And it teaches us in the beginning about the various functions of the Levites, the different families of the Levites, the jobs that they need to perform in order to maintain the portable sanctuary that the Israelites carry with them as they move throughout the wilderness on their way from Egypt to the Promised Land. And each family was responsible for something unique and specific to them. And the spiritual life of the entire community depended upon each of the Levitical families carrying out their responsibilities to the best of their ability. And each family's strength complemented that of the other. And while no two families had the same role, the community was dependent upon them working together in tandem, in partnership. And the word naso, which is the name of our Torah portion, comes from the root to carry, because our text teaches us that God will be present in the community's midst, only if everyone carries their weight of the burden. And if we take a sneak peek at the Torah portion for next week, which is Shalach Lecha, God sends scouts, one elder from each of the 12 tribes, to go and check out the land of Israel, which is awaiting the Israelites on their journey. 10 of the scouts come back, overwhelmed by the frightening realities that our people will be forced to confront once they enter the land. 2 of the scouts, Joshua and Caleb, return brimming with hope and optimism for the future, because Joshua and Caleb know that everything in life is full of challenge. But if you look at something with a unique set of eyes, and if you know that you have God on your side, you can always overcome a challenge, but not if you see it as an obstacle. Now, all 12 scouts saw the same terrain, but their responses could not have been more different. So for us as Temple Beth Zion, we all realize that congregations in our day and age face the same challenges, exacerbated by COVID. The challenges of changing demographics, the challenges of declining enrollment in our religious schools, the challenges of people trying to figure out if they really want to affiliate, the challenges of a competitive marketplace, and the economic realities of modern life. However, like Joshua and Caleb, the possibilities that face Temple Beth Zion are tremendous. And you are fortunate to be going forth, Shalach Lecha, with a wonderful new rabbi who is creative and dynamic and gifted in all those areas that are necessary for a congregational rabbi. And in our Torah portion for this week, Naso, you will only be able to move forward with Rabbi Gutman if each of you, our congregational partners, our leadership too, if each of you carries your weight of the burden and your weight of the responsibilities. And then you can move forward to an envisioned future. In my 18 months here serving as your interim rabbi, it seems to me that this community has truly strived to exemplify what our portion from this week is all about, what Naso is all about, striving to carry our weight of the responsibility. And this will be beneficial in your work moving forward with Rabbi Gutman. This wonderful Temple Beth Zion community of volunteers, of congregants, our board members, our executive committee, our officers, and our wonderful staff members who are all here tonight, thank you so much, have all aimed to carry out your share of the responsibility for our life here at Temple Beth Zion with great love, devotion, wisdom, grace, and dignity. Not to say that we didn't hit some bumps along the way, or that the path has always been clear and easy. That's life. But by our working together toward a common goal, we have always kept the vision in front of us. None of us could do what we needed to do without us joining together, carrying our share of the burden, adding your unique contribution to Temple Beth Zion. And at this point, because this is my last opportunity to do so, I really need to specifically mention a few people. And I can't mention everybody because of time constraints, and I apologize if I leave a few names out. First of all, David Goldberg, our esteemed president. You served as president during a really difficult time. This was not the presidency that you envisioned or that you had hoped for. Neither the executive committee, the officers, and the board. You had a very heavy burden. And I know at times it seemed more than you could bear, more than you wanted to bear, but you did it. You did it with a great sense of calm, dignity. You kept this temple standing up, and you kept it moving forward. And I am so thankful for your partnership, for your leadership, because I could not have done my job without you. And there were times that I was ready to call it quits, and you know that too. But with you by my side, here we are, moving forward. So thank you. I really valued everything that you provided for me and that special relationship that we developed. And I know that I will always hold you in my heart as we move forward. I want to say another special thank you to both Eric Snitzer and Ken Graber. You are both very special to me, and I want to thank you for the leadership that you've provided, starting us off, beginning from that search. There are too many executive committee members and board members to mention by name, but to suffice to say that each of you has added your own imprimatur on this congregation, strengthening this community, helping it to become more vibrant, more whole, more healthy, and more involved in Jewish life. Each of you faced challenges along the way, which is why I'm here, because of the challenges that we're facing. But your wisdom and guidance enabled Temple Beth Zion to overcome the obstacles, to see them as challenges, and to grow even stronger. So I value everything that you brought to our relationship and to this community as well. And I know that Ken Polk could not be here tonight, but these words are for Ken. Ken, David is now passing the mantle of leadership onto you, and I know that Ken takes his role very seriously, and he will be a wonderful partner with Rabbi Gutman, the staff, and the rest of the congregational leadership team. All of the committees and the committee chairs with whom I served, whether it's the Ritual Committee, who I know is represented very well here tonight, Sisterhood, the Governance Committee. Without the devotion and hard work of our wonderful volunteers, we would not have been able to accomplish the goals that I set out. So Toda Rabbah. And our staff, you are the backbone of this synagogue. Jeff is a child of TBZ. The very first thing Jeff said to me when I was in the interview process, I don't know where Jeff is and if he can hear me. I know he's here somewhere. Where is Jeff? Where is Jeff? You're rattling around in the back, okay. So the very first thing Jeff said to me when I was still interviewing was, I'm a 5th or 6th generation member of Temple Beth Zion. Jeff, you are so proud of your long lineage belonging to this special place. and your deep love of Temple Beth Zion shines through all you do. May you continue to bless TBZ with your sense of devotion, dedication, and vision for the future, because I know you have a vision, and I know that you will work hard to partner with Rabbi Gutman. Judy, coming into a large congregation with no other ordained clergy. I am the only ordained clergy on the staff. So coming into this place without an ordained clergy person, it can be daunting and challenging. But with Judy by my side, you definitely help to carry the share of the responsibility. And with your pastoral skills and your CPE training and your deep sense of compassionate presence with congregants, your ability to help lead services, fill in a Torah study, and officiate at life cycle events made my job and my burden so much easier to bear. And I am truly grateful for all that you do and all that you bring here. And Judy will be picking up my share of the burden the next 2 weeks while I am on vacation moving, and while Rabbi Gutman is on vacation from his congregation moving. I don't know whoever made that system. It's a weird system, but Judy will be picking up that slack, so thank you, Judy. I am tremendously grateful. Beth took on the role of religious school director and then co-director of the combined religious school during the very challenging time of the pandemic. Beth had to pivot on a dime, figuring out how do you offer multiple levels of education remotely on Zoom when the students had been on Zoom all during the week. And I came in the middle of it and watched, and Zach as well, watched as kids are like looking at the ceiling and drawing all over their virtual whiteboards. But Beth, you were a true partner. Your love of learning, your love of students, your love of Jewish living and trying to impart that shown through everything that you do, finding new and innovative ways to engage our students. And it was a joy and privilege to work alongside you. And Beth was only supposed to work a limited hours a week. She was very part-time, but you would not know that from everything that Beth did. And she picked up the slack and did whatever was asked, even if it wasn't in her purview, without complaining. And Beth, I so appreciate everything. So toda rabah. And what is worship without music? No cantor. And we had a cadre of wonderful people filling in, not leaving us in a lurch. We were so fortunate to have the talents and skills of Zach Steinberg, who learned Jewish music really quickly, and our beloved Sarah Schultz and Lori Ullman and Aaron Pieri and cantor Ted LeBeau, who came and did a beautiful job at the High Holy Days and who will be with you again this year. Am I correct, David? For the High Holy Days. So there will be a seamless transition. And Dr. David Bond, enhancing our worship. As John Denver said, I was a John Denver fan from when at the time I was little. Music makes pictures and often tells stories, all of it magic and all of it true. And all of the pictures and all of the stories and all of the magic, the music is you. And I feel blessed to have Steve Lattimore join us. This is his third. He helped us at Pesach. He helped us last week at confirmation. And I love Steve. I love all of you. But Steve just adds a little extra something, so I wanted him here tonight. So thank you, Steve. If I had known about Steve earlier, he would have been here more during the year. But all of your love of music, your vivacious personalities, and your warm, outgoing natures greatly enhances the musical life and the worship of our congregation, taking our prayers and our spirits and lifting them to the very gates of heaven. You each have your own styles, but they are so special, and I am so thankful from the bottom of my heart for all of you. All of our Temple Beth Zion staff, and I'm naming you in the order of your offices, so it's not alphabetical. Kristen, Julie, Anne-Marie, Becky, RJ, Ahmed, Al, and I'm listing those who were here when I started but aren't here now. Kara and Darcy, and I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anyone. if I do mea culpa now. Each of you is so dedicated to the temple, and thank you for being here. That was such a lovely surprise. Thank you. When I saw you at lunch, I thought, this is it? And then I saw Kristen first, and I thought, oh, that's so nice that Kristen came, and then you all came in. And Ed, thank you for being here too. We are blessed by all of you and your endeavors on our behalf. Julie, you're the longest serving staff member. You know the congregants inside and out, and Julie's my best editor. I'm going to be calling upon her to edit my stuff when I leave. And Kristen is the newest staff member, and she has made herself fit right in like she's been there forever. You are the glue that holds everything together. Amazing, really. High Holy Days went off so smoothly at Kleinhans because all of you. Terrific. I am so blessed to have been working with you. I thank you for everything. To all of you, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. When I see this place humming with everything we were able to do during the pandemic, we don't have enough committees. We are limited in scope because of what has been happening. But we do what we do because of our volunteers, because of all of our staff. And I feel a great pride in our accomplishments. Some things we were able to accomplish on a dime quickly because of everyone whose names I have mentioned and all of you whose names I have not mentioned. Our joint efforts have enriched the lives of our congregants of all ages. And I thank those of you who have shown up both in person and on and remotely. And I think that we're setting ourselves up to pass the torch to Rabbi Gutman and the new leadership who will be starting towards the end of June. I've had a wonderful 18 months with all of you here in Buffalo and at Temple Beth Zion, and I will take very many wonderful memories with me. And I look forward to hearing about your journey and your success from where I will be in Southern California. No snow, but a water shortage and a drought. So I'll take some of that snow and melt it and take it with me. As I embark on my new journey as the senior rabbi, permanent senior rabbi of Temple Beth Shalom of Orange County, California. I know that under the guidance of Rabbi Gutman, you will continue the sacred work which we began together. And just so you know, I have been working with Rabbi Gutman to transition him in for well over 2 months now. He and I have been meeting weekly from the time of the meeting to confirm his appointment. I look forward to hearing many wonderful things, so I conclude with a final blessing for you. May God be with you. May God bless you with health and strength. May God bless all of your efforts with success. May God shine on you and through you so that your endeavors illuminate all those whom you touch. May God watch over all of you and shield you from harm. May God bless the choices you make. May God bless the path that you take. May you be a blessing to this Kehillah Kedoshah, this community, the greater Buffalo community, and the world. And may blessings surround you now and always, as we say together, Amen. Thank you for letting me be part of your lives for these 18 months. Shabbat Shalom. And now I turn it over to David Goldberg. Kathy Ellis, I don't know who, is out of my control. I'm not David Goldberg. What? I'm not David Goldberg. No, you're not. You're Kathy Ellis.
I am.
At least say your names.
Right. Yes, I'm not David Goldberg. I'm Kathy Ellis, and David will be next. I wanted to just say a few words of goodbye to Rabbi Sobel. Rabbi Sobel, I stand here near you wearing 2 hats. One is part of the temple board and one is a member of the ritual committee. I am representing those 2 groups as I bid you goodbye tonight. We wish you the best in all your endeavors, new experiences, and the new friends that you meet. I wish to thank you for what you brought to Temple Beth Zion. Your retreats, both for the board and the congregation, taught us about compromise and cooperation, traits that are needed in both committee and board work. You also offered to us insightful sermons about many relevant issues in our scary world of today. It brought for me hope that things will get better in the world around us. Thank you for that also. I believe people are brought together for a purpose, and I also believe we are better people for those we are brought together with. So as we bid you goodbye and best wishes, we will remember you and all you have done for our Temple Beth Zion. Thank you, Rabbi Sobel.
Thank you, Pat.
You're welcome.
If you have your mask on, I want you to
Oh, well, let me do that.
It's a new world.
Right. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. Well, here we are.
Here we are.
We made it.
I've only seen David like 3 times today.
Rabbi Sobel and I share the common last day. But looking back, I cannot think of a worse circumstances to start a new position. New temple, new city, new state, restricted travel, the middle of a pandemic, getting a new home sight unseen, and joining a congregation not knowing what or when the next hit was coming. About the only thing that could have made it worse was a blizzard, which luckily did not happen. For Rabbi Sobel, no problem. I personally cannot imagine packing up and selling a house I love, moving to Buffalo in January, knowing that in 18 months I would have to pack up and move again. Before she even started here, she started making contact with B'nai Mitzvah families and assuring them that their children would have meaningful and joyous celebrations. She made sure to set them at ease and set off to work on getting to know these children and their families. She made sure that Shabbat services continued without a hitch. She overcame the immediate obstacle of no cantor and adapted the services to blend in the musical talents of Zach and Sarah to provide that soothing musical part. I felt a calmness in her services and in her sermons. She conducted a number of board retreats to help the Board of Trustees develop better leadership skills. She conducted a number of training sessions for the Governance Committee, which helped that group with how they find and recruit new trustees for the board. One can only look at the new slate of trustees to see just how effective that training was. I even overheard one member of the Governance Committee state that this is one of the best training sessions he had ever attended. Rabbi Sobel conducted an amazing congregational retreat where we looked at our temple's history and used that in a very meaningful learning experience. Although new to the Buffalo community, she played a large part in the community Seder that was held in 2021 and jumped right in to teach with the other rabbis at the community religious schools. There are many other accomplishments that I could go on about, but I wish to personalize this a bit. The position of interim rabbi is a very unique one and requires a good deal of intestinal fortitude and strength. It just cannot be easy to walk into a situation knowing you are here for a limited time. When you look at the very public events surrounding her arrival here in Buffalo, it can only be described as a tsunami. I have a bit of knowledge of what it is like to be in the middle of controversy, but Rabbi Sobel handled it with grace and poise. It hasn't always been easy. Not everyone was always on the same page, but 18 months later, we are positioned for success. My weekly conversations with Rabbi were invaluable, I think for both of us. We shared our frustrations and talked each other down off the proverbial ledge. Even before she started, in one of our first conversations, she was a calming voice for me. We worked hard to stay on the same page and lead TBZ through a very turbulent time. I would like to think we succeeded. Although she is a very private person, we shared many conversations about family and friends. She opened her home to Susan and I, and beneath that tough exterior lies a soft heart and a genuine caring for people. Rabbi, as your time here is about to end, I wish a few things for you. A smooth moving experience and a safe trip across country. I wish you success in your new congregation. I wish you find good friendships in your new congregation and community. I wish you good health. To quote an unknown author, I thank you for your part in my journey. I'd like to ask Judy Hen to join me and Rabbi to come up here now, as Judy and I would like to bestow on you a blessing. Ready for this?
I don't know. Am I gonna cry?
Nope, you'll probably cry.
Maybe.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God shine his face onto you and be gracious to you.
Yiseh Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom.
May God lift up his eyes to you and grant you peace.
And may we all say,
Amen.
You already have to listen.
It's true.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you both.
Isn't it interesting? It was his
And now,
choice.
on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the Ritual Committee, we'd like to present you with a gift that we hope you can use for many years to come.
Goodness. Should I open it or not?
Should she open it now? You can if you want to.
Okay, Hannah.
Whole bag in there.
Feels heavy. Should I open it?
Yeah.
Is that buffalo?
Yeah.
This thing? Oh, wow, it's bags and bags. Oh, no, there's something in here. Oh, it's all this Vera Bradley's. Thank you very much. I have so many things to go in it.
I know. I figured doing a little traveling lately, so.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, handled the Hebrew pretty good, huh?
It is?
And while I'm up here, I have a few greetings and announcements also. Moving forward, we are on our summer schedule. Please join us Thursday night, June 23rd, here in this room for our 173rd annual meeting. We also have next weekend a number of Juneteenth celebrations that are also in your pamphlet. We also are very well off on the beginning of our Afghan refugee resettlement program. Our steering committee is in full training mode, and we are starting to collect items to give to our families who have not yet been assigned to us. And last but not least, our collections effort to help the East Side as a community. This temple has raised over $7,500 in the last week, and on that initiative, I thank you all. Shabbat Shalom.
We'll continue with Aleinu on page 278.
Please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gerula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishbechot adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, ve'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Please turn to page 293. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. Today, we are still in Shloshim, 30 days of intensive mourning for Michelle Agostinelli and Andrew Cahill. And it is the art site, the anniversary of the passing of Lawrence E. Biltikoff, Abe Blum, Lena Rovner Bronstein, Dr. George Altman Cohn, John Warner Desbecker, Ruth Friedman Diamond, Dr. Samuel Ehrenstoft, Sarah Balber Feldman, Sarah Feldman, Bertha Collins Freed, Norman M. Friedman, Edwin J. Gerstmann, Jacob G. Israel, Elise Dreyfus Kahn, Eliane Knapp, Nettie Levitan, Warner H. Lewin, Hilda I. Lichtman, Jenny Lunsk, Dr. Joseph Manch, Gertrude Myers, Elsie G. Myers, Margaret Ostfeld, Minnie G. Pohl, Neil J. Pasmantur, Carl Prater, Georgia Barman Reynolds, Lawrence Rizzuto, Abraham Lewis Roblin, Herman R. Rodenberg, Ronnie Sue Rubenstein, Alan Sagar, Paula K. Saltzman, Lois B. Sadeloff, Nathan M. Stearns, Alice Summer, Gertrude Goodman Swados, Joan Harris Swerdloff, Emma A. Victor, Dorothy Barman Weil. And we also want to mention tonight all the victims of gun violence and other types of violence here in the United States and all over the world. If there are other names that should be mentioned for Kaddish, please call them out beginning to my left. If it is your custom to recite Kaddish with the mourners, please rise and join me on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'izman kari v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar v'yit Allah v'yit halal shmei d'kudisha brichu la'elah min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to us, to all Israel, to the whole world, and comfort all the bereaved among us as we say together, friends. Amen. Please be seated.
So I hope you'll join me in Kiddush on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher
Kedushan v'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodesho v'yahavahu ratzon v'chilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit Kihu yom tefillah lemikrei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanim v'acharta ve'otanu kidasha mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodecha v'yahu ratzon inchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat l'chaim. Not my favorite. I prefer grape juice. And now, for Motzi, I'm going to invite the Fey young people and the White family young people to come join me up here for Motzi. Come on over.
Thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful praise is said. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
And our closing song, I thought it would be appropriate. Thank you. It's on your song sheet. I thought it would be appropriate for this tonight. Kicking Love to Joshua is Holy Community. And it's a lot of it's in English.
If you are a Tem, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a Tem, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. Each one of us must play a part. Each one of us must heed the call. Each one of us must seek the truth. Each one of us is a part of it all. Each one of us must remember the pain. Each one of us must find the joy. Each one of us, each one of us, each one of us. Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. must right the wrong. Each one of us must bring the home. Each one of us must hold the hope. Each one of us, each one of us. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. It's how we help. It's how we give. It's how we pray. It's how we heal. It's how we live. It's how we help. It's how we give. It's how we pray. It's how we heal. It's how we live. If you are a town, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a town, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. Kehila, Kedosha. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a town, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Oh, lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai,
Adonai Oz La'amo Yitain, Adonai Yivarech et Shemo Shalom. May God bless God's people with strength. May God bless all of you with peace, with strength, with the vision to carry your weight of the responsibility, to be Rabbi Gutman's partner in moving forward in wholeness, in unity, in compassion, and with wonderful things for the future. Thank you so much for being part of my life and allowing me to be part of yours. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Kedosha.